He told the world he was overly good, calm, confident, almost defiant. But behind that confidence was a brewing storm, one that not even Dominique Jones, better known as Lil Baby, could ignore. Because in 2025, things changed fast. Wiretaps, court testimonies, gang affiliations, a looming RICO case, and a silence from Lil Baby's team that said more than any statement ever could. This is the story of how one of the biggest names in hip-hop went from brushing off rumors to possibly facing a life sentence. It started like many of today's rap controversies do, on Instagram. In February 2025, Lil Baby responded to growing speculation about his involvement in gang-related violence in Atlanta. The Spark, a police press conference that named him indirectly in relation to an escalating war between two alleged street crews. Baby's reply? Short and confident. Thanks for all the concerns. Please don't be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good. Fans took it as a clapback. But what was the news he called fake? The allegations at the time revolved around a music video Baby filmed in May 2024. According to police, that video shoot triggered a string of gang-related retaliations, ultimately resulting in the deaths of two 13-year-old boys. It was a serious accusation. But many felt the connection was flimsy. Shooting a music video, after all, is not a crime, and Lil Baby's legal team doubled down on that logic. Led by high-profile attorneys Drew Finling and Marissa Goldberg, the team called the allegations complete and total nonsense. They emphasized three things. Filming a video doesn't mean you're responsible for others' actions. Locations are chosen by production teams, not the artist. Lil Baby has always uplifted his community, not harmed it. For a moment, that logic seemed to hold. The media moved on. The fans believed him. But everything changed on April 1st. Inside a Georgia courtroom, gang investigator Marissa Vivavero took the stand. She dropped a bomb. Alleged wiretap recordings connected Lil Baby to discussions about placing tickets, bounties on people's heads. The conversations didn't feature Lil Baby directly. Instead, two individuals, one identified as Unk and another as Keontae Sanders, were recorded discussing what they heard Lil Baby did and what they claimed was chilling. They believed Lil Baby had multiple tickets out on rival gang members, as in he wanted people arrested, harmed, or worse. It wasn't a direct admission, it wasn't a confession, but for prosecutors building a RICO case, it was enough to raise red flags. Because in RICO law, perception, affiliation, and indirect leadership can be enough to build a case. Just ask Young Thug. But who exactly is Keontae Sanders? Court records reveal Sanders wasn't just talking. He allegedly had plans to extort Lil Baby for $5 million. A prison phone call, recorded and submitted as evidence, captured Sanders telling his girlfriend about his scheme. His motive? Leverage over Lil Baby. And suddenly, the credibility of the wiretap evidence took a hit. Because if Sanders had something to gain by implicating Baby like millions of dollars, was he telling the truth? Or just building a false narrative to blackmail one of the most famous rappers in the world? And here's where things got even more complicated. The prosecution's key expert, gang investigator Marissa Vivavero, had history. During the YSL trial against Young Thug, Vivavero was widely criticized for her vague testimony. At one point, the judge himself expressed frustration, accusing her of dodging questions and making unsubstantiated claims. So now, the defense had two potential angles: discredit the wiretap evidence as hearsay, undermine Vivivero's interpretation of gang terminology, especially her definition of tickets, a slang term she claimed meant placing a bounty. In past cases, defense teams have successfully challenged such interpretations because street slang is fluid, varied, and often misrepresented by outsiders. And for Lil Baby's legal team, that misrepresentation could become their lifeline. While all this played out in courtrooms and media headlines, Lil Baby made a move that few paid attention to at the time. In December 2024, he quietly rebranded his label. 4 Pockets Full was officially renamed Glass Window Entertainment. At the time, it looked like a standard business shift, but in hindsight, it seems strategic, because now 4PF is being named directly in arrest warrants and police documents as a criminal gang. Authorities claim 4PF was one of the primary factions involved in the escalating violence across Atlanta. The other side? A crew named OMF, or Only My Family. By rebranding before these allegations exploded publicly, Baby may have created crucial legal distance between himself and the group prosecutors are targeting. Intentional or not, it was a smart move. According to the police's narrative, everything started at Lil Baby's video shoot. A rival crew allegedly opened fire. In retaliation, 4PF members reportedly went after Trevante Turner, who was later killed. Then came the revenge. OMF allegedly struck back. 2 13-year-old boys, Layman Freeman and Jackety Davis, were killed. An 11-year-old was injured, and just like that, the bodies started stacking up. It's a tragic chain of events. And even though Lil Baby may not have pulled a trigger or given a command, prosecutors argue that his status and presence could make him accountable. RICO law doesn't need direct evidence of a crime, just evidence that you were part of an ongoing criminal enterprise, that you helped it exist. And if 4PF is ruled a gang, that changes everything. Behind closed doors, the Georgia Public Defender's Council has been preparing. Hoover, the head of the council's gang crimes division, confirmed his team expects RICO indictments in the 4PF and OMF cases within months. This is major. RICO, short for Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations, was originally designed to bring down mafia bosses. Now it's being used against rappers. Young Thug is already behind bars. Gunna was indicted too. And prosecutors are showing no signs of slowing down. The danger? Under RICO, even loose connections can cost you everything. If Baby is indicted, he could face years in pre-trial detention. He could lose music rights, endorsement deals, and, if convicted, spend the rest of his life behind bars. For Lil Baby, this isn't just about fame. He's a father, a businessman, a philanthropist. His 2021 White House visit with then VP Kamala Harris to discuss criminal justice reform showed a different side of him, a side the prosecution might conveniently ignore. But public perception matters. If his name becomes synonymous with gang violence, corporate brands may cut ties, labels may freeze contracts, shows may get canceled, streaming platforms may drop support. We've seen it before. And while his silence may seem like inaction, it's likely the opposite. Strategic silence is often the loudest response when your freedom is on the line. People in the Atlanta rap scene are watching closely and speaking out. Whack 100, a prominent music manager and voice in hip-hop, defended Lil Baby on a podcast, suggesting that successful rappers are being unfairly targeted. Well, it's like they want to make examples out of us, he said. You try to do something positive, and they still drag you into this street shit. Others pointed to the toxic culture that pressures artists to maintain street cred. They think going to jail is a badge of honor, one commentator said. But the truth is, it's just another trap. That's the tragic irony. The very culture that propels artists like Lil Baby to fame is the same culture that can bring them down. As it stands, Lil Baby hasn't been arrested, but the signals are clear. Prosecutors are circling, public defenders are preparing, and the media is watching every move. The next 90 days could determine everything. If indicted, Baby would join a growing list of rappers caught in the crosshairs of federal investigations. His music, his image, his future all hang in the balance. But perhaps the most telling part of this story is how his team has changed tactics. From quick Instagram replies to calculated silence, from flashy label branding to quiet corporate restructuring, from defiant confidence to legal preparation behind the scenes. Lil Baby isn't just reacting anymore, he's preparing because he knows what's coming. In hip-hop, the line between reality and image is razor thin. You can't be too soft or you'll lose respect. You can't be too hard or you'll end up in court. It's a game with rules no one explains until it's too late. Lil Baby rose to the top with a story of struggle, success, and hustle. But now, he's facing a different kind of fight. One that won't be won with bars or billboard hits, but with silence, strategy, and survival. And if the prosecutors get their way, the man who once claimed to be overly good might have to prove it in court. Stay tuned, because the Lil Baby saga is far from over.